Welcome back. Now to the extraordinary response to our story earlier this year about Christy Cruz, the young Gold Coast mother struck down by multiple sclerosis. Christy was so determined to beat her MS that she flew to Russia to undergo a groundbreaking new stem cell treatment not available here in Australia. It's not a cure, but it can stop the disease in its tracks. For many Australian MS patients who've always been told drugs are the only option, Christy's story is an inspiration.
Do you want to wait and think about it for 3 years and grow some more of those permanent lesions while you're thinking about it, or are you going to do what I did?
Christy Cruz is a woman on a mission.
I was formally diagnosed in February and my first trip to Moscow was in June. I didn't see the benefit of delaying it and occurring more damage that's not repairable. So this is an opportunity.
This young mum wants the world to know how she got from this, some days unable to walk,
Stay, yep,
to this. Able to lead a normal life with husband Keith and their kids at their home on the Gold Coast. Thanks to a groundbreaking stem cell and chemotherapy treatment Christy underwent in Russia.
All the things that used to remind me every day that I have MS, they're gone.
Since our story went to air in March, Christy has had more than 16,000 emails from MS patients wanting the same treatment, which they can't get here.
I'm very grateful that you've trusted me enough to come today from very far afield for some of you. I know we've got people from Perth and Adelaide and Sydney. And
now she's organised this town meeting on the Gold Coast using her own money to spread the word about the groundbreaking treatment and the Russian doctor she believes saved her life.
If my husband got MS, I would ring Dr. Fedorenko immediately. You know, as a nurse, I looked at everything with critical eyes and everything is first rate. As good or better than you'll get in an Australian hospital.
Most of the 100 or so people who've packed this room are either suffering from MS or are here with someone who is. And it seems many of them have already made their decision.
All right, so if we can just ask everyone in the room who's applied for stem cell transplant.
Remarkably, more than 60 Australian MS patients have already signed up to go to Moscow for the treatment after seeing Christy's story.
So I want to see my children grow up. I want just to be normal and not have that fear that tomorrow is going to be a day that I might wake up and have to be in a wheelchair.
We've made up our minds we're going. Natalie starts on the 29th of September, so...
I've got MS, had it probably about a year and a half now, and it's been a roller coaster. Obviously we've got 2 little girls as well. It's like we're all got to take a risk to, you know, hopefully be around to see them grow up, walk them down the aisle, and I guess everything that every parent wants to do.
Many of the people here today are where Christy was less than a year ago.
I shouldn't have got down. Come on. I have weak left leg and left arm. Come up, we've got to get your shoes. I am numb on the left side of my face. Just totally numb. I have the sensation of bugs crawling over my head and my shoulders all the time.
MS is an incurable disease that attacks the central nervous system. For many, it will lead to life in a wheelchair, and for some, it will be terminal. But Christy had heard about a new treatment for MS using chemotherapy and stem cell transplants, a procedure supported by many respected neurologists like Dr. Colin Andrews. How successful is it?
In most cases, it stops the disease in its tracks. There's no further relapses, no progression of disease.
Mummy needs a big cuddle.
But it has been banned as too risky and too experimental by many Australian hospitals.
So cheerful and I'm so devastated.
So Christy decided to head to Russia, one of many countries which now offer the treatment. Here, under the watchful eye of Dr. Denis Fedorenko, Christy underwent a gruelling round of chemotherapy to kill off the T-cells attacking her brain.
Stem cell reinfusion.
Then some of her own healthy stem cells, which were taken and treated when she first arrived, were reinfused into her body.
I'm starting to feel a bit short of breath.
A bit difficulty to breathe, yeah?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath in. You have normal blood pressure. You are okay.
I know, no pain, just heaviness.
It's normal, it's normal. Take a deep breath in. It's normal.
Yes.
It will relieve in 2 minutes.
The treatment doesn't help everyone. It works best if, like Christy, you're under 40 and in the early stages of the disease. And with the immune system suppressed by chemotherapy, there's always a risk of deadly infection.
Oh,
You can do it, you can do it.
it's a wild ride.
You have normal,
Weight on my
normal
chest.
parameters.
But 6 months later, and back in Australia, Christy Cruz is a new woman. She's exercising 4 or 5 times a week, and she's determined to help other Australians get the same chance. But she's not sugarcoating any of the risks or promising miracles.
Your stem cell transplant is going to halt your disease. It cannot repair the lesions that are already on your MRIs. Okay, so if you come back and you go, I saw Christy jogging on 60 Minutes and I'm going in the Gold Coast Marathon next year, it may not happen, because the truth is it's going to stop your progression, but you may retain some of your previous disability.
What most of the people here want is simply the right to make that choice for themselves, an opportunity denied to them in their own country.
I prefer to do that and give it a chance than not do anything. And I know the harsh reality is with MS, it doesn't end good.
Oh, I'm scared, emotional. I just want my husband back. Hopeful, really. You know, hearing Christy's story gives you hope.
Still to come, Ricky Martin stripped back.
The audience reacts a certain way. Trust me, I'm going to repeat that move. That's what I live for.
Up close and personal with the Bon Bon Shaker. That's next on 60 Minutes.